Right then, Dave, the heavy metal product was very close to your heart.
Oh, it certainly is. It's a product we're very proud of. We manufacture it ourselves, so we know exactly what goes into it, and we know it's different from a lot of the other tungsten putties on the market.
I'll be honest with you, I can back that up totally. Recently I was using one of the other ones, and basically it's cast into an island at sort of 90 yards. It's a bit of a tricky cast. Quite often take 4 or 5 casts, you know, and often the putty was actually coming off on the impact, you know. I'm constantly winding in and casting out, or I'd try and remould it back on, and where it got wet it just wouldn't remould. It would end up sort of getting softer in your hands and end up falling off, you know. And I rang you up tonight, Dave, you've got to send me. So, but yeah, I just find it far superior to anything else because it sort of sets itself, doesn't it? You know, you can play with it, you can make it into whatever shape you want, you can use whatever size of it you want, and yeah.
Yeah, we take a great deal of care when we manufacture it. For a technical point, 98% of it is pure tungsten. Actually 6 micron tungsten. If you put 2 pieces of 6 micron tungsten on the palm of your hand, you wouldn't see them, you'd need a microscope. And that's what gives it its weight and its density.
It really is heavy, isn't it? And it's sort of solid too, and I think most people would pick that up and go, well, that's hard to work with, but that's you know, there's an easy way to do it, isn't there?
Well, it's an amazing product because 98% of it is tungsten, as we've said, but the 2% has got some very special ingredients, which we're not going to tell people what they are. As you can see, that is solid. Now, what I'm going to do is take a chunk off it, much larger than I intend using. The reason I've taken a larger piece off is to work it. And what I'm going to do is split it in 2, and then once I start to place it against each other and start to work it, I can feel it, actually feel it becoming warmer. Those ingredients, the temperature related ingredients, the warmer it gets, the softer it gets, and the more malleable it becomes. And as you can see now, that is seriously soft, stretchy and sticky. When we've actually put it on the line for our rig, just dip it into water for, I don't know, 20 seconds, and that will revert to the original state of being hard. You've got to release the adhesives, and that is by friction, and you can see now how soft and sticky and stretchy it becomes. So we want to put it onto the line. There's 2 ways of using it, the right way and the wrong way. Let's see what the wrong way is. A lot of people think because it imitates a piece of lead shot, let's make a round ball. They do this and they think, well, that's near enough, that's round, it's a piece of shot. It weighs similar to lead, very similar, and they put it on the line like this. And what happens is, when they cast, they don't realise there's only about 10% of that putty that's actually holding onto the line. So when they cast, that can happen. So all they've got to do is use the noggin and increase the surface area simply by rolling it like this. You can put this on a braid. At the moment we're putting it on monofilament. Now, if that's sat on the bottom, it's not noticeable. And because I've done this now, I'm going to hold this line tight, and if you grab the heavy metal and give it a yank, you'll move it obviously, but just feel how much it takes to actually get that to move.
Yeah, it's solid on there, isn't it?
It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere.
And the other thing is you can play with that, can't you, and get it ridiculously fine. I mean, I quite often have it dotted up my main line, you know, 2 or 3 sections that are about 3 inches long, but so thin, you know, only just thicker than the line.
That's right. If I continue with this, we could take this up to probably 1/2 metre, almost like a coat of paint. And all the time I'm doing this, it's becoming more and more, well, it's gripping the line extra because we've increased that surface area. And you can actually play about with this in your bivvy and have fun, and you could actually run it along the whole length of your hook link, making it seriously heavy. That's just taken best part of 40 seconds to do.
Yeah, not going anywhere.
That's right. Beauty is, at the end of the day, when you finish fishing, take it off your line, put it back in the pot, and use it again and again and again, which is not good for us because it lasts too long. It comes in different colours and different forms. You can actually, some people actually use the grey, which is silk coloured. They use the green and over weed, or some people actually mix the whole lot up. There's one in particular that we're very proud of. This is for fishing in hot climates. If you're fishing in France and it's 90 degrees, remember what we said about temperature controlled. You don't want it to get too warm. This resists the temperature getting warm. It's harder than the others. It takes a little bit longer to soften it up, but it will stay on your line in hot conditions. That's the Heavy Metal Plus. So we've got the silt colour, we've got the brown, we've got the green, and I think you've tried this one before, Joe. What we've done, we've got one section of each. You're still getting your full 25 grams in weight, and that's the trio.
I mean, if you're fishing in crystal clear water, some people are really fussy about their colours, aren't they? Personally, any three of them colours would be perfectly fine for me.
Yes, yeah. No, it's a marvellous product, and we know by the sales people constantly buy it. There's a little warning, if you are looking for putties, try to avoid ones that are shiny, that's got a little gloss on them.
Okay, why is that?
Some of the putties don't have as much tungsten in, so if they don't grip the line, as you found out, they don't grip the line very well. So what they've done, they've bulked it up with something that will grip the line, and that happens to be wax, which is shiny. And if you want a heavy product, the last thing you want to do is bulk it up with something that's very buoyant. There's no wax at all in the Heavy Metal. That's why it's a winner.